All right, everyone. Welcome to the league. It's week 9 and mm, who that's cold. This is your commissioner speaking. And you know, this is kind of a weird junction we are at in the league right now. There are only 4 teams with a winning record at the moment, and there are what? One, two, three, four, five with a losing record. So the league right now is very, I would say, obviously top heavy. Obviously coming out of the West, you got 3 teams that all, between them they are 19 and 5. And then the wise guys bringing up the rear. The East again look like the new Central. They're just a crapshoot over there, and the Dumpster Fire have taken the lead out there in the East. Yeah, that's right. They have actually scored more points than the Rune Dogs on the season by 20 more points in the season than the Rune Dogs. So the Dumpster Fire are the new top dogs in the East. When was the last time that actually happened this far into the season? I can't remember. Quailmen still have a 2-game lead there in the South. The Titans Elite managed to to lose a very close game against the Quailmen last week. And so now the Voyagers have overtaken the Titans Elite for that number 2 spot in the West, but it's still um, the Finesses to lose. So yeah, it's still anybody's race. As it stands now, if the playoffs were to start today, it would be the Finesse and the Quailmen getting a bye, and then it would be the Voyagers versus the Titans Elite, and the Dumpster Fire versus, you know what? Who the hell would they be playing? It'd be the Dumpster Fire versus the Rune Dogs, actually. So the Heaters would be the first one out right now based on points scored. But yeah, let's get into the power rankings. So the power rankings. Um, Not much has changed at the top and bottom, but the middle of the pack has changed a lot. So coming in at number 12, you got the Trentham Trolls. I mean, 1 and 7. Their top guy JT just can't stay fucking healthy, and it just doesn't look like. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on up there in Indy or over there in Dallas or wherever the hell Trentham is. Sorry guys, got a little sickness here. Teaching fucking kids, man. You're never like 100% healthy, just like these players. All these players. But yeah, Trolls can't stay fucking healthy, and they're down here at number 12. Coming in at number 11, you got the Miami Cartel. Um, yeah, I mean, sorry, what can I really say about these guys other than they're fucking trash? They got their ass whooped by the Heaters last week, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Heaters here in a little bit. But yeah, got their asses whooped, and yeah, they started off 2-1, so they've lost 5 straight. Cartel is just it's a tough road ahead. They inherited a very bad team, and it looked like at the start of the season that they were going to do a little better, but I guess not. Number 10, you got the Washington Wise guys. 2-6, they got their asses whooped by the Dumpster Fire, who were well on fire, and they wanted to take control of that East, which they have. Yeah, so wise guys still down there at the bottom. See if they can do anything to claw their way out. I mean, they're in such a tough division, the toughest division for them to even sniff a playoff spot. They would have to basically, I don't want to say win out, but they gotta beat everybody except the West, basically. And there's only a few more games before we get back into that interleague play. Uh, Not interleague play. That's what we're doing now. Division play. You know what I mean. Coming in at number 9, you got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks dropping down a couple of spots. They lost in a tough game last week to the Finesse. They could have taken down the champs. The Finesse only put up 103, but the Tiger Sharks they can't find a way to string together all of their guys together at once to get a lot of points. And They came up short last week by a touchdown, and they're paying the price for it now because they could have taken down the top guys, gotten some confidence in that locker room, but now maybe that this might be the finishing blow there for the Tiger Sharks to lose that close of a game to that good of a team. But we'll see what happens. Coming in at number 8, you got the Philadelphia Smeagol's moving up a spot. They took down the Trolls last week, but they're starting to look more like the Smeagol's of old that we're used to, putting up 150 points in the process. And hey, never say never, man. The East is still wide open. It's still wide open, and they're only a game back. So we'll see what the Smeagol's can do. Coming in at number 7, you got the Hickory Grove Heaters going up a couple of spots, basically just jumping the Tiger Sharks and the Smeagol's there. Or I'm sorry, the Tiger Sharks just dropping down 2 spots, and the Heaters and Smeagol's taking that spot one up each. And yeah, the Heaters, they're 4-4. They've put up a decent amount of points on the season. They've been streaky though. I mean, they just put up 168. I mean, that's good enough to beat anybody, basically anytime, any week. And again, we're going to talk a little bit more here about the Heaters there in a little bit. Coming in at number 6, you got the Long Island Rune Dogs, and they lost last week to the Voyagers by only 2 touchdowns. They put up 130, so it wasn't like they were out of it. They didn't get their ass whooped or anything like that. But this team, ever since Lamar Murray has started to look, I guess you would say human, they haven't been doing too well. Even though Jalen Hurts is the best scorer in the fucking league right now. I think he's number 1 overall. Yeah, he's number 1 overall in the league. The dude's worst game was 14 points, second worst was 15, and outside of that, he's put up 19 or more, and usually upwards in the mid 20s every fucking game. He's playing better than Josh Allen. So she's got some pieces right now. She's got 2 of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the game, but she can't play both of them. This is not a super flex league, and I don't think I ever want it to be. She's got the number 1 and number 3 overall guys, but she can only play one of them per week. So I think if Mandy, if she was going to make a trade, right now would probably be the time to sell one of those pieces, probably Lamar, you know, and or maybe if she doesn't believe in Jalen Hurts, maybe she can get a nice set of whatever the hell she wants. That Dan set. You know what I mean? Like first round picks, players, whatever. But if I was Mandy, I'd be looking at getting a trade on because she just lost control of the East and she's only 4-4. And yeah, she's got so many points just wasting away on the bench each week. But we'll see. Mandy's been kind of a ghost this year. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I don't know. Hope everything's all right, Manny. Come back to us. Coming in at number 5, you got the Columbia Dumpster Fire taking control of the East. Who the fuck? What? This fucking team annoys me. I don't know about you guys. Fuck. This fucking team. It just makes. This fucking team. They're 4-4. How the fuck are they controlling the East? The East used to be like what the West is now, and now they're controlling the East, and they're 4-4. They now control their own destiny, basically, to go into the playoffs. Because again, like I said, even if the playoffs started today, the Rune Dogs would be playing there as well. So they kind of have a little bit of leeway there as well, since the South is kind of struggling a little bit behind them. But yeah, Dumpster Fire taking over the East. We'll see if they can keep this up. They do have a tough matchup this week, so we'll see what happens. Coming in at number 4, you got the French Quarter Quailmen. These guys, they're 6-2. Again, it's weird. Dan's always been kind of like the quiet guy in the league, but even at 6-2, they're kind of quiet. They're putting up a lot of points. Even with Jamar Chase out last week, they still managed to put up 137 points en route to beating the Titans Elite. So this team is fine without Jamar Chase. Obviously they would like to have him in the lineup as soon as possible, but hey, Next man up. That's what the Quailmen say, I guess. Coming in at number 3, dropping down a spot. You got the Titans Elite. Yeah, they lost. They're now 6-2, and they've dropped. They've given up a spot to the Voyagers in the West based on points scored, and the Voyagers have put up 101 points more than the Titans Elite. So they're going to drop down a spot here. But Joe's team, they never say die. They never give up. Never surrender, whatever, all of that shit. But yeah, Titans Elite dropping down to number 3. Coming in at number 2, coming up one spot, you got the Vietnam Voyagers. Winning big last week against the Rune Dogs and putting up 142 in the process. Last week was actually a very high scoring week for basically all of the winning teams except the LA Finesse. They only put up 103 points and still won. Every other team put up at least 137 points in their wins. So last week was kind of like blowout week, except for the Finesse. They were the ones that were, down to the nitty gritty, and they still put off the win. So that's why they're here at number 1. Voyagers are nipping at their heels. And yeah, it's getting interesting over here in the West. It's interesting over there in the East and the South. It's all about the Quailmen if they can hold on until the end of the season. Matchup number 1, aka the worst game of the week, Sam's worst game of the week. You got the Long Island Rune Dogs and the Washington Wise Guys. Rune Dogs got to go all the way out there. This is going to be a very tough matchup for the Wise Guys to win. Right now, it's a 9-6 game, just some field goals in the first quarter, and it actually looks like the Rune Dogs are going to be starting Lamar Jackson. They decided to sit Jalen Hurts this week, and he put up 19. In the first quarter, but he was on the bench. So it's all about Lamar, and he plays Monday night. So Lamar Jackson Monday night, that might be, again, he's the number 3 guy in the league, and her number 1 guy only put up 19. So maybe that was a good call by Mandy. But again, as it stands now, the Wise Guys should take the win, but we know the Wise Guys, man. You can't trust their fucking projections. They never do shit. Game number 2. You got the 2-6 fucking Cartel playing the 1-7 Trolls. The only reason this is not worst game of the week is because Sam named the other game the worst game of the week, and he's not going to name himself worst game of the week, which I can respect and I understand. This game has not kicked off yet. They will kick off in about 30 minutes from this time recording, probably like 10 minutes from the time you watch this video. But yeah, this should be a defensive struggle. I mean, whoever gets to 100 will probably win this game. But again, all the other good games are already on. No one's going to tune into this shit. Matchup number 3. You got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks at 3-5 going on out to play the 6-2 Titans Elite. And the Titans Elite are coming off of a loss, and they've already put up 23 in the first quarter. Titans Elite pissed off, and they're taking all their anger out on this fucking Sharks team who are starting Zach Wilson and Michael Carter and Michael Valdez-Scantling. And this team, it's just, excuse me, I guess this team was just holding out hope. And again, they still have hope. They're only down by a little bit, but they're in the South. That's the problem. So they're only a game out of the playoffs for that wild card spot, but they don't want a playoff berth. They want to take the South. And when does Deshaun Watson come back? When he's eligible, week 13. So, I mean, that is ridiculous. That's the start of the playoffs for us. That's the week before the start of the fantasy playoffs. So that's another, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until Deshaun Watson's bitch ass can come back. And this team might lose 4 straight. And at that point, they'll be out. But if they can go 2-2 over the next 4 weeks, the Sharks have a chance depending on how Deshaun Watson comes in and plays. So who fucking knows? But yeah, Titans Elite already up big. Looks like they're going to win big. Matchup number 4. You got the Columbia Dumpster Fire flying on out to play the Vietnam Voyagers. And normally the Voyagers wear white. But today, since, well, the Dumpster Fire wear white, they're going to go with their all red and yellow trim jerseys for the first time ever in Voyager's history, and they feel ramped up. They're already up 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Got some big plays out of Miles Sanders, who was recently acquired. Thank you to the Trolls, and got a little bit of work out of their linebacker. The Dumpster Fire have yet to score anything, but we'll see what they can do in the rest of the game. It says now that the Voyagers should win by that three touchdown lead, so we will see. The Dumpster Fire do not want to take control of the East and then give it right back up again, and the Voyagers, they want to keep climbing and hope that the LA Finesse slip up, and they've been really close, a few times this year, so they're not infallible, but they are fucking damn tough to beat. But yeah, rivalry game of the week. You got the brothers, bad blood between the brothers. You got the Hickory Grove Heaters and the Philadelphia Smeagol's. The Heaters are up 14-3 at the end of the first quarter. But really what I want to talk about here, yeah, we all know the rivalry. We get it. We got it. Whatever, right? Blood battle. I want to talk about this trade. This fucking trade that the Heaters made. They traded Cooper Kupp and David Montgomery to the Titans Elite for Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette. Both guys are on the Bucks. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna pull up a little info, not even infographic, some text here. Whoops, wrong text. You got. Okay, so they traded away Cooper Kupp, who's the number 3 fucking receiver in the league. He scored 142 points in 7 games. He's already had his bye. Okay, he's putting up 20 points a game. He also traded away Montgomery, who's the number 32 ranked running back, only 66 points on the year. That's a total of 208 points. He gets back Mike Evans, the number 11 receiver, at 96 points. And you're thinking, well, hey, he's got Evans, excuse me, and Fournette, 2 top 11 guys at their position. But he's giving up, so many points. And it's kind of, I can't even really do the math, because the dumb thing about this trade is that not only did he give away Cooper Kupp, who is one of the best players in the league, who's already had his bye, he's getting Mike Evans and Fournette, 2 guys on the same team. He's gaining 3 points overall by this trade. But again, Mike Evans and Fournette have not had their bye yet. Okay, they have not had their bye. So if you factor that in, with Cooper Kupp already having his bye, he's actually losing out on 17 points in this trade. And then who do Mike Evans and Fournette, they have a bye week 11. Who do the Heaters play week 11? They play the fucking Finesse. So that's a fucking loss, man. Like, I get it. The Finesse are fucking tough to beat, but damn, I don't know. These kind of things, I think, have to be taken into account. I get it. Why the trade? I mean, I get why the Titans Elite accepted that shit. They can get away from their whole, oh, we love the Bucks thing, while picking up Cooper Kupp and no picks, nothing. You pick up Montgomery, who's injured, whatever, blah blah blah. But they got fucking dudes. They don't give a fuck about Montgomery. They wanted Kupp. And to give up, again, yeah, dropping back from Cooper Kupp, who's the number 3, to Mike Evans, who's number 11, it seems, oh, that's not too bad. But look at the points. Look at the fucking points. That's 46 points on the year through 8 games. That's 6 points that you're giving up per game to a guy who hasn't had his bye yet. That's how good Kupp is. So I hate this trade. Normally I don't go in on trades like this, but this trade, I woke up and I wanted to shit the bed, literally. Excuse me. I will bite my tongue. I will eat crow, all of that shit, if in the future somehow Mike Evans, who's fucking older than Kupp, and Fournette, who's I think older than Montgomery, or at least around the same age, but he's going to be done way sooner than Montgomery. And Montgomery doesn't even matter in this trade. He really doesn't. He's cannon fodder. Doesn't fucking matter. Kupp is the guy, and they traded him away for aging dudes. And if this was the play to say go for the title, you should have either gotten more out of it, like a better fucking player, or you should have gotten I would say a pick, but that, I mean, the picks don't win you championships the same year. So I don't know. I fucking hate this trade for the Heaters, but whatever. Whatever. Again, I will eat crow if in the future it bites us all in the ass and the Heaters go on to win the fucking chip. Then I'll eat crow. I'll fucking do whatever Matt fucking wants to bet on the side or whatever. But I think it's a garbage trade. Whatever. Game of the week. Woo! This may be a preview of the finals this year, because both of these guys would get, both of these teams as it stands now have buys in the playoffs, if the playoffs were to start right now. The Finesse obviously reigning champs, 7-1, close call last week, and then you got the Quailmen, and the Finesse started off. Already got 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, but it's still going to be a close game. Probably only going to be decided by about a touchdown or so. Damian Pierce for the Finesse, their first round number 1 overall draft pick, got him those 2 touchdowns, 27 carries, 139 yards in 1 quarter. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, this should be a fucking good one. Hell of a game of the week. Again, this is definitely a championship preview. Maybe, I hope not, because I want to be there, but it could be the fucking preview there. Yeah, this is gonna be a bloodbath, and I wouldn't really call it an upset if the Quailmen won this game, because the Finesse, again, they're not invincible. They've lost, and they came really close last week. Had they not played literally any other team than the fucking Tiger Sharks, I think they probably would be 6-2 right now. And again, assuming that they score less than they scored, then the Voyagers are only 4 points. 4 points behind the Finesse in points scored on the season. So yeah, if the Finesse slip up, the Voyagers are right there to take control of the West. That looked like it was the Finesses from the fucking first 3 weeks. They went 3-0. They went undefeated, 6-0, whatever. So yeah, I mean, this is it's getting very interesting here in the middle of the year, and this is gonna be a good fucking game. I'm gonna tune in for show. Let's get on to the predictions. Woo! Thank you, Sam, for the predictions vid. Welcome to the league. Again, I guess, but welcome to the predictions and everything like that. Thank you, Sam. Last week, Graydon went 2-4, fucking ass, to bring us to 23-25 overall, only 48%. Joe has got next week's picks. Can't wait to see Joe's picks. Joe always puts on a good show, for these picks. So I can't wait for that. Usually it's around Christmas time that Joe gets picked, but he's getting picked in the middle of fucking the middle of November. So this should be interesting. But let's get on to Sam's picks. He's got the Room Dogs over the Wise Guys in the worst game of the week. Easy pick there. He's got his own Cartel over the Trolls. Obviously, you're not going to pick against yourself, but no one's going to pick against themselves against the Trolls. I think, like, even the Trolls would be like, yeah, I might fucking lose that one. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. But, yeah, whatever. We got the Titans Elite taking over the Tiger Sharks. Again, that is, I mean, I don't want to say it's a foregone conclusion at this point, but Rico's team needs to wake the fuck up. But, yeah. So, Titans Elite over the Tiger Sharks, another easy pick. But, in the upset of the week, he's got the Dumpster Fire over the Voyagers. And this is a very interesting pick. I understand why he made it. But again, this was before Thursday's the first quarter of these games, and it is going to be a tough matchup there. The Voyagers are starting a rookie tight end who they just picked up this week, James Mitchell. Darren Waller's out again for the 19th time this season, and TJ Hawkinson got traded to the Vikings. So James Mitchell is that big time threat the Voyagers think. I think he's going to be that guy that picks up all of that slack. It's not going to be Brock, whatever the fuck the dude's name is. He's a blocker. This guy is going to be the deal, but whatever. We'll see what happens. He's got the Heaters over the Smeagol's in the rivalry game of the week in the bloodbath. But again, hey, Smeagol's might fucking win depending on the Heaters trade. But hey, again, I'll eat all the grow. We'll see. And he's got the finesse over the Quailmen. So tough. It's really tough to pick against the finesse this year. I think what I kind of want to do sometime later on in the year, maybe if someone reminds me as well, is to kind of take everyone's record on the predictions, as in like if you were predicted to lose, did you win or whatever, you know what I mean? So like everyone's record predictions against everybody else type of thing, you know what I mean? Because I was looking at me and I was like, wait a second, I got picked to lose last week and I won. I got picked to lose a few weeks ago and I won. So it's like, you know what I mean? So like those picks were wrong. So I wonder who is the, I guess you would say Hunter would know this term, what the best team against the spread or whatever. Hunter, correct me in the comments, but yeah, the best team against the spread, whatever. But yeah, so I will do that, I think, at like the end of the season, just to see who was the best against, was it against the spread? Whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean. Anyways, let's get into golf. Whoo! So, I always forget my damn paper. So last week I had to start a new sheet here with my manic golf writings, and last week Matt shot a quintuple. Why is my camera all fucked up? Shot a quintuple. Hey, camera. Whatever. Shot a quintuple birdie. That's with Cooper Kupp, by the way. Just saying. And but he also shot 2 bogeys, so he moved up the most there in the middle to bring him to 2 under. But I'm still there at the top at 12 under. Dan's at 11 under. E-Man's at 7 under. Joe's at 4 under. So the top 5 have not changed. Mandy's at 2 under, but Matt has been brought into the fold at 2 under. Tebow is at 1 over. Rico's at 2 over. Graydon as well. Sam's at 3 over, and then Hunter and P-Man are just snuggling up again down there at the bottom at 5 over. The worst guy last week was really nobody. No one shot more than 2 bogeys last week, so it wasn't too bad. Dan went 2 under last week. Matt, though, again, he went 3 under, which was fantastic. Graydon and Sam took the day off from golf, and I put up 1 birdie, so I'm just kind of just tacking on to that lead. So, yeah, coming up, we only got, I think, 6 more weeks, I think, of golf. Basically, it ends regular season. So, yeah, at the end of the regular season is the 18th hole. I'll change that whenever. I don't want to do math on holes. Phrasing. Yeah. Anyways, we're coming on 28 and a half minutes, guys. Sorry about that. Taking a long time talking shit to Matt. But hey, man, hate, baby. Let's get the fuck out of here. Also, Clemson fucking lost. Good job, Clemson, you pieces of shit. But Bama lost too. So fuck Bama. Fuck all your teams in college football, because all of our teams suck ass this year. So cheers. And remember, guys, high on life, not drugs. Woo!